from the SA Survival. And today what I want to talk about is maintenance while you have time. In this time of need and you're grounded, what you can do is think about preparation of our vehicles, just like this guy. And like Oasis, what we can do is start to look at maintenance. This time of year, it is March or late March, so the temperature is starting to rise a little bit, which means I can de-winterize Tracer by emptying out the antifreeze in its water system, and then start looking at batteries. We can start looking at any maintenance things that we need to do. I don't know if we can see it, another roof vent, just like that white guy up there. I'm going to put it on this one right here, and from there we can at least start prepping for our camping season. We started to make the skirts for both of these trailers. They're already complete. Batteries, wheel bearings, what else have I got to think about? Propane. I've just replenished 40 pounds of propane. That's a 30-pound tank for Tracer and a 10-pound tank for Oasis. I got that done today because there's nobody on the road, and I just needed to get out of the house for a drive, and that was simple. So that's that replaced. Checking the battery water levels. Let's have a look. We have currently got two 6-volt batteries down here. Checking the water level on there and making sure the connections are good and clean. Also, I want to check the battery connections on Oasis. Okay, let's see if this fits. The problem I have is I have a vent here and I also have the antenna here. Let's see if this guy... Yes, it does. So now all we got to do is install the brackets, and that gives us a second vent over the shower so we can have that open when it's raining. Yeah, let's get to work. Just going to move all this swarf to one side, and I will vacuum that out in a little while. Actually, maybe I'm using the sticky tape here to take all the swarf out. That's an easy solution right there. So the last thing to do now is just tighten up these 4 screws. And that is the vent done. Along with checking out the systems on the trailer, one of the other things I want to do is with the remote fob here, which operates our underbelly lights, the fan, the rear light and the reversing lights in this key fob, getting a hold of spare batteries. I've already replaced these spare batteries in the back of the Oasis. They came as a pack of 5. I ended up getting them on Amazon. 2 packs of 5, 2 different ones. I got what are these ones? The 23A, and these ones are 27A. 27A is what I need for the fob. We keep 2 in the trailer until these ones die, because sometimes the buttons in here could be accidentally pressed and then you come to them, the lights were left on, the fan was left on. So I always carry 2 spares, and we were down to 0, so that's why I purchased these ones. The other ones, these are the 23As, these are for the remote in Fred, for the remote light switch for the LED light bars and the fog lights, this and the other. I bought 5 of these as well. 2 of those are already in the glove box of Fred. I'm not going to replace them until they die. We will know when they're dead because obviously they won't work. So from there, that's what these are all about. So that's the battery setup for remote controls. Now let's have a look at the battery inside of Oasis. The water level there, or the acid level there, is in good stead. We do have terminal contamination right there, so that needs to be cleaned up. Other than that, that one is clean. That one's a little bit dirty, and this one is clean. The terminals on top will probably get disconnected and cleaned as well. So that is the end game of battery maintenance for me today. This one for sure needs cleaning. It's kind of interesting that it's got right here cold cranking amps 765, and then cold cranking amps here is 610. I'm not quite sure which one we actually have. As we have it with these 2 batteries in parallel, we have 765 if we use the number on the left, because both batteries are the same. We'll end up with about 1530 cold cranking amps. Now the equation to convert that to ampere hours is divide it by 7.25. So if I do that, it ends up to around about 210 ampere hours. The reason why I'm thinking of changing it to 6-volt batteries, albeit heavier, we can put them in series, which will increase the 6 volts to 12 volts, but the ampere hours will still the same, and most 6-volt batteries are anywhere between 230 ampere hours up. So I think my ones on Tracer are about 232. So I would increase my capacity by 24 ampere hours, building the new box and putting it in for 24 ampere hours. That's the question I have to do. But right now we're just going to service these batteries. Just checking the voltage on the 2 batteries. You can see we've got positive and negative. We're on both batteries, and we are at 13.42 volts. I'm going to disconnect the shore power to the trailer, and we will see what we have as a standalone battery voltage. So I've disconnected the shore power, and the voltage has dropped down to 13.22 volts. So batteries are a good charge for our trips. But now I'm going to go ahead and clean the terminals. And again, maintenance. Look at that. This terminal has come apart. So that's probably why we've got high corrosion to the point of even breaking apart this terminal. So we will go ahead and replace this. So I completely mangled this one. It was already broken here. I tried to reshape it, but ended up breaking this end off. So that one, garbage. Picked up 3 more of these, so I'll replace that. And I've already shown you how to flood solder a terminal. So I flood soldered that, and I put red on the end of here. Connection on the ground wire, so I've just flood soldered that one as well. I'm now going to insulate that like I did the other end with black, just to be the negative. So we should be good now for this season. Because the positive and the negative on the battery is kind of difficult to see under all the cables, so at least now it's a quick eye coordination, red being positive. So we're going to get this all installed and we'll go clean up the poles. Got a bit of emery tape and we'll deal with that right now. These cells are a little bit low, so we'll go ahead and top these up. Now that we've cleaned the terminals, all of them, all right, batteries are all filled up and level. We'll clean up the rest of the terminals and put it all back together. Okay, all my positives are on. I put them underneath of this bracket, these little brackets like this. I put them underneath so this becomes a big washer. And so they're all tight. This end is going to go on close to last. Then we've got to put the ground on to secure these. So positive to positive, last, negative to negative. They are all tight. We've got good connections. Last one is the positive. I will cinch them with a wrench. That is a fix that needed to be done. All the power cables have been repaired. The positive, the negative cables have been repaired, and the clamps have been repaired, and they are all secure. So that's the battery done. It took a bit longer than I anticipated, but I didn't expect to find so many worn parts. So I got them all fixed. It looks like it's stabilized now at 12.86 volts. I think that's right there. 12.86 volts. That's come down from 1322, but the batteries have been disconnected and the shore power had been disconnected, and we could see before that the voltage was still dropping a bit. So this is a stabilized voltage of 1285. I have just reconnected the shore power, and you can see now that it's going right back up again, 13 volts. So the shore power system is working. There's another system to be checked prior to going out camping. We now have shore power voltage that's working nicely. It's keeping our 12 volt batteries in check. We do connect to shore power every now and then, so this is good to know. There we go, 13.2 now. Excellent. Now we're going to check the propane, because there's no point not doing the propane as I'm in here. And also, if it's low, I can switch it out with that tank I filled today. But I have a feeling that this is about 3/4 of a tank, which has lasted us, I think, all of our Alaska trip. But we'll see. It's about half full. I'm going to leave it like this because our next big trip will probably be in August if we can get through the coronavirus issue. But we can definitely use this up until then. I might as well purge this as much as possible and then give it a full tank as we leave. So this is good. We do carry 10 pounds of propane. When we went to Alaska, I took 10 pounds plus an 8-pounder inside of the hold as well. And I took a 20-pounder for our propane fire pit. If I'm going to go away again this time, I am not taking the 20-pound propane tank. I will probably take the 8-pounder because I can use that on the propane fire and I have a backup. But these tanks are all in good age, so it means I can fill them up on the road as well, so it's not a big deal. So one thing that I do have to do now is I have to go to the back of the trailer and I have to initialize the MPPT controller for the solar system because the battery being disconnected. So you can see that my system has been disconnected. What we have to do is we have to put in 12 volts. Yes. And then the MPPT will do a demo. There is no sun hitting the solar right now, so we will not get anything happening. You can see there that it says it's sleeping. Now the MPPT says we've got 14 volts. This is just a voltmeter in here. If we look at that voltmeter, it says that we've 14 volts. So between going from the front of the trailer to the back of the trailer and setting this up, you can actually see that we've increased from 13 volts to 14. The battery maintainer on the trailer will fluctuate this between 12 and 14 volts. So this is really good. One of the other things that we've got to do for getting ready for the season, we have time. We have a whole pile of chips in here, but we've also got hash browns, we've got fruit, we've got instant noodles, instant rice, and macaroni chicken with barley. So we account for all of this. Hot chocolate. Again, we need to check our dishwashing soap. We've got cans, and not many in the way of cans. So from there, we need to restock. But we do have carrots, we have tuna, we have asparagus, we have potatoes. So this is all sort of prepper food, but this is just in case we can't find any fresh when we're traveling. So in the can department, we're good. And we've got lots of crackers here, that's good. We've got oil, gravy, we've got our Brown sauce, we have two types of brown sauce, both HP. One's fruity, one is like a steak sauce. We have plenty of ketchup. We've even got at the back, hard to see, Aunt Jemima's syrup. Another thing to fill up there, that's laundry detergent. Why it's in with the food, I don't know, but again, it's a cupboard that's tall enough to take the bottle. And then extra oil, and then hamburger helper. So this trailer is nearly complete. It's not too big a deal. I'm okay with that. Primus fuel was about 1/8 of a tank in that one, and just over a little bit more in that one. But my idea here is to kill these with the a little pocket rocket. Just helps out a little bit, get rid of that fuel, and I have some more fuel in the shed, so that will go in there. We've got tea that needs to be replenished, more tea that's got to be replenished. I think we're good on the instant coffee. Cups, plates, bowls, they're all good. All the pots and pans, they're in good condition as well, so we're okay there. So it looks like we're actually doing not too bad on supplies in the little trailer. One other thing that I have to do, and I always forget, is when we get in here, these amber lights right here, they need to be reset as well, and that's via this little switch right here. Just have to press and hold it, and they go out. Press them once, they come on. So now you can see that they're dimming. I can increase the brightness, press and hold, turn them off. So that's one other thing that you have to do. The other things to check for: underwear. This is, I believe, t-shirts. So no mold in here whatsoever. These bags, these cube bags, are really good. So I've got plenty. See, look at that. It's not snowing in here. It's just dust that I can't even see with a human eye. Yet the camera is picking it up. That's pretty cool, but bad. So t-shirts. I believe pants. So spare pants, and again, they're clean, they're dry. These are all good. So that one's good, 2 pairs of spare pants. This one is good. I've got lots of t-shirts, so I don't have to panic over that, and some thermal underwear down at the bottom there. I've got my sort of slippers, if you want to call them that. What else have we got in here? Sock drawer, that's going to be replenished because I've been using them over the winter. Little cupboard hole with just nothing in there right now. That is the battery maintainer. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see, but the green lights are flashing and the blue light there, that's all saying that it's working. Right, so one of the big things that you want to check as well, these are towels. They have been cleaned. I have 3 towels in here. I think I've got a beach towel, I have a face cloth, and I also have a like a shower towel. They're good. Mosquito jacket, that's in there. Toques, gloves, they're good. One thing I do want to talk about is replenishment of your toiletries. So soap, that's getting low, so that needs to be replenished. But I also do carry from hotels and stuff spare soap. Toothpaste is getting low, that needs to be replenished. Talcum powder for feet, and anything else you want to use it for, drying yourself out for whatever reason. This is about half full. What I do with this is I actually take the big family pack and I replenish all of these. If you buy the travel size ones and then empty them, you can replenish them with the big family packs. And I have about 4 or 5 kicking around, whether I'm traveling, one in this trailer, one in the tracer. So I just replenish them, and that's what I will be doing. Again, deodorant. Make sure your toothbrush is in good condition. This one's probably had it. Shower stuff, so shampoo, conditioner, body wash, razors, mouthwash. Go through this stuff and replenish it. You've got plenty of time right now. Again, this is March 28th, so I'm replenishing this because I have some time to do this. I've done a quick walk around of the inside of Oasis, and it seems dry considering it hasn't been used since late October. I'm pretty sure it's late October, could have been really early November, but everything seems to be good. I do leave, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that up there. There is a vent up here, and there is a crack in the vent there, so I'm letting a bit of air breathe in and out of here. So it's low enough for rodents not to get in, but it is also there so that we can let air breathe inside of here. And so far, this trailer is looking really, really good. So that's just some stuff I wanted to run through with you with regards to start checking over and resupplying your trailers or your trucks. Go through the same thing on the big trailer or tracer. I got to do the battery check on that. I've already checked the batteries on Fred. The auxiliary battery, you already see me wire up the inverter cables, so those connections on the battery have already been redone, so I'm okay with that. And yeah, there's lots of other little knickknacks and things I'm sure that I haven't gone through. I'm going to go through and reconnect the water to the on-demand hot water tank in Oasis, because that also needs to be reconnected. I disconnect all the hoses so that if any ice does form in there, it'll push out opposed to destroy the on-demand heater. And then I'm going to refill all the tanks on both trailers as the temperature is starting to rise about 3 to 5 degrees at night now, so I'm okay with that. It's not going to freeze, so that's the next thing, is to de-winterize the trailers. One other thing that I'm going to do is the water that's in here, you can actually see condensation from in here. One thing I didn't do this winter was actually there's a bit of Dempster mud on here. Oh, there's plenty of room in here. In fact, it's about half full. That water will get replaced. We've been using some of that fuel. We've been rotating that out over the seasons. So that would have been thrown into Fred at some point. And now that's empty. I've got to get that refilled and we'll restock this. This light is a red light. The red lights don't really work that well. So what I've actually done on the other side, on Sandra's side, is I replaced it with a white LED. So it gives us a bit of light in the awning or the annex when it's deployed. And this will be on if we need it, but because it's a red one, it's great for night light to see the trailer, but realistically it doesn't project any light, so they're sort of null and void. But I'll leave this one red. The one on the other side is now white. Thanks for watching this short video on what to do now and get yourself ready for the season. Survive to be alive.